Hey, this is Eli Campbell. You know, Steamboat is renowned worldwide for skiing, biking, and all that our natural playground has to offer. We're fortunate, though, that the natural beauty here attracts more than just outdoor enthusiasts. From local legends to world-class acts, amazing musicians regularly play the venues in our little corner of Northwest Colorado. Join me as I explore the stories and experiences of these talented artists who bring unforgettable performances to Steamboat. This is your Steamboat Sound Check. Welcome to the Steamboat Sound Check podcast, presented by McCreight Progressive Dentistry. Eli Campbell hanging out with you here, and I'm really excited today with WinterWonderGrass coming up this weekend, joined by one of my favorite bands, really, of all. It's one that I've been most looking forward to playing this weekend's festival. It's the California Honeydrops. Ben Malament, drummer and co-founder. How are you doing?
I'm doing, baby. I'm
How you
here.
doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good this morning.
I've had the opportunity to see the California Honeydrops play a few times. There's nothing quite like it, whether it's a small 500 person venue like what we have here with the Strings Music Pavilion where I've seen you, or a festival stage. It's truly a magical experience. That said, one of my most unique concert experiences of all time was at the Dillon Amphitheater a couple of years ago. You guys opened for Trevor Hall, and both your sets and Trevor's sets were unreal. But what made it more unique was when I left the venue
Mhm.
and there was this
Oh yeah.
commotion on a nearby street corner. At first, I thought it was somebody
Yeah.
like busking, taking advantage of music fans, leaving a concert experience. And then as I got closer, I realized it was the California Honeydrops. I've never left a venue to still see the band playing that was on stage inside, now outside. It was pretty memorable. And of course, busking, a big part of the roots of the California Honeydrops, and your dedication to these types of street performances really underscores your passion for music. Can you talk a little bit why that tradition is so important to you and how it shapes your connection with an audience?
Well, yeah, that is how we have shaped our connection from the get-go is, playing in the street, you get to just be on the ground and you get to just really the energy is right there. There's nothing, you're not playing it's kind of it's we don't make sets, still to this day, even if we play a 3 hour show, which we tend to do these days, or have been for a while. But when we were just in the, on the street or whatever, and you don't make a set, you just feel the energy of the people. We might play the same song a couple times back in the day when we were in the subway because, they're like, hey, it's a new round of people coming up the escalator. That one was good. Let's do it again, like it's that kind of thing where you're just playing off the energy, playing off the people and the smiles that you see, and like the one person that's like, oh, this is kind of cool. This okay. I don't know what this is, but I'm liking this, and all that kind of energy. Like that's what it's all about. And playing in the street, we don't really get to do that often. So we don't really do opening tours that often either. So when we were touring with Trevor Paul and his group, we the band, the people can't stop playing music in our posse. It's just not gonna happen. That silence is not a thing. um you know so it's like we brought a marching drum. I borrowed a drum, and we had a setup from before, and we just knew that we were going to be able to take advantage of the start ending early and bringing our stuff out and wait for the people to come out and give them some extra goodness that is important to us, because that connection, that up front, just like the sound coming off of the instruments directly hitting the people energy directly hitting us. It's just a huge part of why we do what we do. So yeah.
That's something that I've always appreciated about you guys. You know, I've had the opportunity to see so many concerts in the line of work that I've done. And sometimes you have these bands or musicians that are clearly playing to a minimum of a contracted amount of time. And then you guys, on the other hand, clearly just love playing music. And you take that energy into the stage, like you said, without playing a specific set list. I wonder though, I mean, I love how that guarantees like a different show every single night for every time I've seen the Honey Drops, but does it ever become an interesting balance on how to decide what comes next, or if the bandmates are kind of thinking different ideas?
It's definitely not like the easiest way to do things for sure. It's definitely like what are we playing? Like and right now we're doing a two drum thing. So me and Bo Boye, who used to be on bass, I I knew as a drummer, hired him as our bass player almost 10 years ago because I knew he was a drummer. He learned bass with the band. Now we have Miles Blackwell, a young man on bass who's killer, and Bo and I have a percussion background too. We're doing like a double drum thing, and we don't play on every song together necessarily, so like I'm doing percussion on some songs and he's doing drums, so or vice versa, whatever. And that has been an extra challenge on these sets. So for, just to be like, if there's a camera on us or if someone's watching one of us, we might be like looking at us with like really wide eyes, looking at each other like, okay, what's next? Like, what's going on? And Lesh, our front man, is he's right up front with the people, and he has the main call, to be like, what's the energy gonna be, and you know, and that talent has developed, amazingly over the years in terms of like even just to create a set that flows like that, so based on reading like the people, the room, and sometimes there are like disagreements. Sometimes people want to be like, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's hype it. And then we're like, no, 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 we gotta chill it, we gotta chill it. So it's, there's a lot of us on stage, and some of us kind of stand back, depending on the night, and then others are like, take control, and someone else in the band might just be like, boom, 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 and the ideas are flowing, and that's our set, you know what I'm saying? And um, so yeah, it's an interesting dynamic for sure, but it works out, and it always, and like you said, it makes for a different show every single night. The people in the crowd can feel it; they feel it's spontaneous, and it's beautiful. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a different show every single night, but the consistent thing is that you guys are having fun with the music and with the audience, and that obviously has endeared you to music fans worldwide. But according to Spotify, none more so than here in Colorado, which has led you to play so many different venues, whether it be the intimate stages, like I said, strings, or annual sold out shows at the Mish, WinterWonderGrass. You've got a great standing here in Colorado. What is it about Colorado crowds that makes you really feel like this is a special place for the California Honeydrops?
Colorado has been so good to us for so long. It's very heartwarming. It's kind of crazy. I'm an ocean person. I'm not a mountain person. The altitude gets me every time. But anytime anyone says anything about Colorado, I think very fondly of the entire state now because of how amazing the crowds have been for us. Um, I don't know what it is, but y'all like live music a lot. Like live, it was very apparent early on that these people like live music, and that's what they're about. Like that's really cool. They go to shows and they will make time and spend their money and spend their energy on like getting out and like going to see live music. And that's what we do. So, it's a lovely combination for us, and we do it, that's our passion. Live is like, like we just that's how we bring the best of the honey drops at a show. And the people have just latched on, responded wonderfully, and like reciprocated the love and the energy for years and years. And that's why, we tease that we might change the name to the Colorado Honey Drops once in a while. But, I'm a California dude, so it's not gonna happen. But it's all good. So
Well, I am going to be emceeing the event this weekend, so if I accidentally slip when introducing you as the
you could,
Colorado Honeydrops, I'll say it's your fault.
I give you permission.
Perfect.
I'll take that. I'll take that, and that's I'm down with that. Listen, we're gonna be like so far up in the bloody air at the Winter Wondergrass. What we're playing at? What's the altitude? Like at that point,
7,000 feet at our valley floor, just about. Top of the
right?
mountain is 10,800, so
are we even Californian at that point? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that even like what's happening to our chemistry? You know, it's like anyway.
Yeah, for
So
sure. Now, like you said, it's the live shows that have helped you connect with the audiences, and you guys have toured relentlessly for nearly the past 2 decades. But in that time, you've also found a way to create 13 different albums since your debut in 2008. Most recently, the Keep On Digging album, which came out last fall. We've been playing some of the songs off of that. Love Singing My Prayer and a whole lot of the music off of that album. It really sounds classic Honeydrops, like genre bending, but your distinct style and still fresh and new. So how, when you approach and recording a new album, how are you able with such a large repertoire of music to kind of keep it fresh and new and still classic Honeydrops at the same time?
the studio has gotten, I think, easier for us to just feel comfortable in. It wasn't always that way because we are such a live band. And I think we've just gotten better at like, taking the songs, and even if the songs start out as us playing them live, if an idea comes from us playing a song live or we rehearsed it more on stage, I think we've gotten better at listening to it, as a demo or something in the room, and being like, okay, well, this element isn't going to work and this element needs to change, and just kind of feeling more comfortable as musicians who have been playing together for a long time with our own voices and our voice as a band, like and bringing all the influences together because everybody brings like so much, excuse me, so much music from different places, so many different influences or whatever. But over the years, we've been able to amalgamate them, into whatever we do. And I think that has translated easier in the studio for everybody instead of freaking out and being like, what am I going to do here? What am I going to do here? That, what am I, like, I think we're just more comfortable on being like, this sounds good together. This sounds good when I do this for this. And I think it just makes it smoother. So I think that's helped a lot in the last several years. And we still do pretty stylized stuff when we try sometimes, like more old school horn stuff with the washboard sometimes, or like straight up R&B, or like New Orleans brass band stuff. And so we're still trying, we still work it out. We still want to make it sound as good as we can with our own voice, and we don't want to just regurgitate stuff too. So it's still a challenge a lot, I think it has become easier. I just in terms of I think individual musicians coming together as a band, I think we've all done a better job over the last however many years of just bringing it like,
Yeah.
the authenticity of ourselves,
Yeah.
perhaps,
Yeah, and one of the
so
standout tracks on that new album to me is Fall in Love Again, that amazing collaboration with Lindsay Liu, who I'll actually be able to talk to tomorrow for
yeah.
our podcast. So I'd love to hear from you what it was like to work with her. And even though you guys don't do set lists, is it safe to assume, since she'll be in town this weekend as well, we might see that song live on stage?
Oh, well, the thing is, we don't have a live arrangement of that song yet, but we have to do it. Um, if we don't do that one, there's going to be many collabs with Lindsay because she's our sister. We love, I mean, so much magic has happened with Lindsay on stage. The chemistry with her and Lesh, like vocally, and just like, it's just so awesome. And that song, it would be cool to figure out an arrangement for that. Actually, we need to do that, but we haven't done it yet. So
If we
yeah,
can figure it
that's
out by the weekend, it'll be a world premiere here in Steamboat, I suppose.
yeah, that is the truth, Ruth, right there. We'll see what we can whip up, But you can definitely guarantee some good music with Lindsay, though.
When people think of Winter Wondergrass, some people think of it strictly as a bluegrass festival. As you guys prove, though, it's really about showcasing incredible musicians who know how to have fun. And this won't be your first Winter Wondergrass experience. So I'm curious from your end, how do you feel like your genre bending, Motown blues, jazz, all of that fits into this festival's vibe? And what are you most looking forward to about this weekend?
just the Colorado people, man. I mean, y'all are effing insane. Like, who does a festival in 0 degrees? Like, what in the actual hell is that concept? It's a Colorado concept. That's all I gotta say. Because that ain't happening where I'm from in Los Angeles. That's not happening in California, Bay Area, or whatever. Like, I think the reason people keep coming back, the bands keep coming back to do it, is because it's like such an intense energy. And I keep using the word energy or whatever. I guess it just keeps coming back. But like, yeah, I mean, you're just playing, it's like everything is just amped up in this environment. And it all turns out okay. You're there and you're like, this is insane. And then it's fun. And I don't know what else to say about it. But like that's what happens every year. It's like the it's like, and with our band, like you're saying, like, just, I mean, we're an energy band, and that, like, it just amps us up, and it's just like that connection. Maybe it's like the snow or the air is like a conduit, that kind of winter mountain air with whatever's happening up there in the atmosphere is like a direct, conduit between us and the people. So even though we're on the stage and there's however thousands of people out there, it's kind of like something's helping it physically get out, in a different way. And it's so, maybe that's something that's happening. That's
The
cool.
air's thinner up here, so there's less resistance between you and the
I'm
audience
saying
and the
something's coming
sound.
out of the horn. It's like direct, drum direct, so like maybe that's what it is.
Well, luckily for you guys, in the first time that I can remember of a winter wondergrass, the forecast this weekend, right now, at least, not calling for any snow. It's looking like it might even be about 50 degrees here in Steamboat. So that's
Oh my God. Unheard
might
of.
might make you feel a little bit at home.
Shit. Oh, pardon me. Sorry. Oh, I swear so much. I'm like just holding back the entire time. But that's cool. Whatever's clever. I'm still gonna bring my long johns, and I'm preparing for the worst. I mean, worst is, I learned the art of bundling, so that's what I'll be doing. Yeah.
Well, again, I want to thank you for joining me today. Winter Wondergrass this weekend. You guys are playing Sunday at the festival, also the Grass After Dark show that night at the Steamboat Grand Ballroom with Pixie and the Party Grass Boys. Tickets are limited, but still available for both at winterwondergrass.com. Man, I'm so looking forward to you guys being back in town. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you this weekend.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me. And yeah, we're looking forward to it.